for work this Mugo pine. Is an Austrian Mugo pine collected 3 years ago, and we already planted in a bonsai pot to be able to manage the root ball. And the tree, as you can see, is really interesting with the first part of the trunk, nice movement, nice live vein, part of the old branches that were cut when tree was collected, that will be transformed in some interesting gin and some shari. The problem with this tree is the straight part of the second half of the trunk that is quite straight, but the idea is to work the tree from the front like this, so the worst part can be hid from the view of the observer, and we wanna just bend a little bit the main branch. You can see the main branch here has a curve. We wanna close as much as we can this curve. We will protect with raffia and we wire it, and with some tiranti we close the top part down here. So after that, this part will be covered, and using the 3 main branches we can build the apex, the back part, and with this branch the idea is to build the main branch of the tree in this side to give the tree a movement to the left. I want to work this big gin as much as we can to make it like the focal point for the right part of the tree to balance the big branch we're gonna place in the left. Okay, the work will start with the cleaning of all the dead part. So we start removing the bark from here, this one, some of the small part in the back. We need to remove some of this gin to be able to manage in a better way the bending of this curve to rebuild the top part. We open in a little bit this part to have a small gin here and this one, and in this part that will be the focal point in the front. You can easily see 1 and 2 live vein moving, and the inner part that is that. So we're gonna open a little shari here to plus much more interest in this part. Then the second step will be to put the raffia and the black tape on the branches, because we want to place the branches in different position. We have 3 main branches. One will be the back, this one will be the first branch here, and this one that is already twisted back will be bent a little bit more to rebuild the apex here on the top. Told them you're recording. And if not, it's not a problem. Okay, now you can easily see that the basic cleaning of the deadwood is done. We clean the big part, the small part, we cut some, we open the shari here to put in evidence the 2 live vein, and the same here in the focal point. Now we have different kind of deadwood to work on. We have a big piece we need to reduce, so we're gonna use this big one to eliminate all this part and put in evidence the 2 the two much more movement of the deadwood here and here. Other small part like this and this that we can carve using this other tool, and the small, we can call small refinishment, we can do with another with this small tool here. Other gin like this one and the small one here that were live branch, we can just stretch with the hand carving tools, and at the end we're gonna put the fire to hide all the signs of the hands and the power tools. Normally when we work on the deadwood we have always the problem how to manage big pieces of stump of deadwood that we have just to eliminate. So I have a friend in Mexico that made this tool. These tools work on a Makita, and the main blade is a chainsaw. So using the chainsaw you can eliminate quicker and easier the old big stump of deadwood. Okay, sometimes we find a really small, big piece of gin that were cut when the tree were collected in nature. With Mugo pines we have the luck to have the inner part, less and more always, that is hollow. So a good way to make a gin is to start from the inside with the carving tool, then find an exit point, maybe a lower exit point, and make a line, and from that line open the gin to build the deadwood properly as it was cracked and broken by nature. Point in the top, make another opening here, and then I can stretch the wood and connect all the stuff. Now you can easily see we just finished to make the first big work with the electrical carving machine on the deadwood. The next step will be to refinish the deadwood. So I will sign with the marker some parts that will be worked with the hand carving tools to make the deadwood with more movement and follow also the natural lines of the Deadwood, and carving some parts we want to put more in evidence this movement. Sì, a parte un paio che gli ho dato io, tipo quella... Sorry, far. So now you can see that the deadwood is done. All the branch structure is wired. We placed big wire for the 3 main branch. Wire start also from the big branch in the back where we're going to close this angle. The big wire is not for the bending, but it's just for keep the fibers together during the bending. You see I already placed a guide wire here because the idea is to place this point down here, so the starting part of the 3 main branches will help us to cover the straight part of the second part of the trunk. We did the bending, the wiring also thinking to the new positioning of the branches. For example, we have already this top branch with a curve in this side, so we wired on clockwise, so when we do the bending the same, the wire will be more tight on the branch.
Hai già fatto la piega? No. La piega ancora asciutta. No,
Yes.
no.
Not good?
No. Scusa, ti ho visto che te l'avevo detto io. Tanto da poco. Centro. Ok. 2, 4. Beh, 6, 7.
Sì?
Sì.
La la la. Ok, adesso vieni di qua veloce e fissa questo.
Sto ramo qua credo che morirà. Questo.
Va a faltare sto cambio, il cooperato. This time the work is finished. As I explained before, we was able to bend down the main branch, and then with one branch we build all the first pad. With the second one we was able to build the front part of the apex and also the back part of the apex. And with the third branch we was able to build the back of the tree. Obviously now the tree don't have so much definition because we just put more interest to place the main branches in the good position. With the future development of the green, we can have more spaces and give much more detail of the empty spaces and full spaces. But for the moment we just want to give the first impression of the tree, work at the trunk, put the focus points on the trunk, on this gene, and then give the first start of the vegetation.